Hello there folks, it is TIJ Gaming and welcome back to the Snooker 19 Pro career with Neil Robertson, and today we begin the grand final of the Northern Ireland Open, the Bet Victor Northern Ireland Open. Our opponent, the Dragon, Ding Junhui, one of the players we probably had the worst records against in Snooker 19, so no pressure there. But this is our second consecutive final in Home Nations events. It's fair to say the pressure is on us a little bit here. I really want to get that £1 million bonus. That would be absolutely awesome for winning all 4 Home Nations events in one season. We won the English Open last time out against John Higgins, and today we have the chance to make that 2 out of 2 events. Now, I said this in the last episode, but if we go on not to win today's match against Ding Junhui, I won't be playing in the Scottish Open because the only incentive for that is to get the £1 million bonus from winning all 4 events. But whatever happens here, I'll definitely be playing in the Betway UKs. Now, this will be going on in the next 3 episodes. So today we'll play the first 4 frames. In Friday's episode, we'll play the next 6. And then in Monday's episode will be the last 7 frames and the finale of this final. But what's our matchup record then against Ding Junhui, you might ask? It's pretty poor from our perspective. We've only beaten Ding Junhui once. And by beating Ding Junhui, we won a tournament. We won the last 16 of the Shanghai Masters against him in Season 3. We went on to win that event. But apart from that, Ding Junhui, probably out of any player on the tour, has the best record against us. We've got to a few semi-finals against Ding, all of which he's won. And then we've got to a few quarter-finals. You can see he won them as well. And yeah, we've had a few close matches, but generally speaking, Ding Junhui has come out on top. It's going to be a very interesting one. Fair to say, there's a big opportunity for both players today. If Ding Junhui can win this, then he edges quite close to the £1 million club. For Ronnie O'Sullivan, he's going to be a bit worried because we could potentially overtake him if we win today's match and jump into 7th for the first time in this career mode. That could be quite exciting. But big opportunity for both players to increase their stature in the rankings. So without any further ado, let's get into the Northern Ireland Open final. Only 4 frames today. Best of 17, so the first player to reach 9 frames will go on and win the event, of course, and pick up the cheque of £70,000. Now, we were 7-3 behind against John Higgins, and we won that match 9-7. So what I'm trying to say to you, I'm not really bigging this video up, am I? But what I'm trying to say to you is, it's not over till it's over. We proved that against John Higgins. You can see very much why I said, yeah, 7-3, you can kind of forget it. But we won 6 on the bounce and won that. Hopefully, we can do something similar here. I don't care whether we win this 9-0 or 9-8. All we want to do is win. And we've got a fantastic opportunity. Very good opponent in Ding. He's done very well against us. But hopefully, we can catch him on an off day. Should be a great final though, folks. If you're going to enjoy today's first session, make sure to leave a like down below. That always really helps. There you can see the Alex Higgins trophy that hopefully we'll be lifting after Monday's episode. So Ding Junhui to break for the first of a potential 17 frames in this final. Would like to make it 2 each at the very least after this session. If we can come out of this with a draw at level pegging, I'll be happy. I would take 3-1 to Ding. I always say this with the first 4 frames. As long as we can get 1 on the board, it's not a disaster. That's not a good start from Ding there. Misjudged that one.
I'm not sure what happened there, but it's a poor result.
So this is the first chance. Just misjudged it. Wants to get a thin nick off the red, but actually didn't. What he managed to do was come off the cushion and hit the pack of reds. So this is the first chance. Trying to make sure we do get on the blue here.
Really nice opening red.
There's a good pot, good opening red. It's not the biggest chance in the world, but there's certainly a few pots to go at to get a decent break going here.
Well, it goes. Half a chance. Great pot.
Position looks pretty good to me.
6.
But Ding will know the form we're in. Similarly, you know, to get to the final here, Ding must be in good form and completely aware of that. We're not naive to that. For any player to make a final, particularly in Snooker 19, they've got to be pretty good. Very surprised, I have to admit, that this final isn't being contested between us and Mark Selby or Judd Trump. But don't get me wrong, it is nice to see different players in the final. it does get very samey if it's Judd, Selby, even Mark Williams. He went on a really good run and he's third in the rankings, but seemingly lately it's been a bit of a Judd Trump fest. And our form hopefully will stop that domination. I think everyone will like that. Gives everyone a chance to rise up the rankings if it's not the top player who's dominating.
10.
But this isn't a bad start. Again, you know, you might say, well, you know, you've learned the game by now. Surely it's easy to get in. Not necessarily. Every session's different. We've proved that by the, let's say, varying success of some of our sessions. Even recently, we've been playing really well, but we've had some absolutely terrible sessions
18.
of snooker. But by and large, we're playing pretty well.
25.
Long way off it yet, but it would make a real good statement of intent to win this frame in one visit.
Decent position to take on a colour here.
26.
Problem against John Higgins really wasn't that we started poorly, it was that mid-session where, to be honest, you know, you gave John Higgins a chance and he took it.
33.
You know, didn't make any sort of mistakes. He was just ruthless, really was. So how we ever won that final, really, I'll never know.
He just wants to slot this into the middle pocket.
Made a bit of a mistake there, admittedly, so we're trying to get ourselves repositioned. Just trying for one of the reds, and because we couldn't get onto it, we had to play a trickier shot, which means that we're playing the pink to try and get back in position now, and that should be okay.
40.
Again, if there's a problem, we can play for this pink. It will go into the centre or corner pocket, so I think we'll probably go for the corner pocket tactic.
$41.
So there's two loose reds following this. Should become free. Well, it will be free. There are 3 reds that will go.
Yeah, played it well.
47.
Give ourselves the option of either pink or black here.
48.
I think we'll go for the black. Seems like the sensible choice.
He's played that very well.
And these next few shots are key.
55.
I get what we want to do. We want to get fairly straight on the pink. Give ourselves good position to play a red next up.
$56.
Bit too much angle on that, unfortunately. So we could have got ourselves in a muddle there. How risky we're willing to be this early on. Potted the blue. We're going to go into the reds. No, unforced error. And I'm going to guess... No, we can't get to that red from there. It's a pity, actually. If we'd have gone all around the table, we could have got to it. But that's the risk you take. Leaving yourself one shot in effect to get onto them. So... End of break. Haven't quite done it in one visit. We're just going to play a very low risk shot here. However, I think
Careless 7 points given
we didn't hit the red, and that would have been a brilliant shot otherwise, but we didn't hit the red, and that's, you know, despite all our hard work, that could just jeopardise our frame, unfortunately.
Keep this cue ball safe, but no guarantees.
Just play this as soft as possible. Not quite going to hit the reds.
Not really the result he was after.
Foul and a miss.
Again, just a
Ding
careless
for
shot.
4.
Pace is key here.
There we go. We've hit them. And that's kept it safe, so that's okay.
Great escape there.
Again, it's just added stress that we really couldn't do with, to be honest.
He's playing the safety here.
Oh, we've done it again.
He's hit the yellow, and that's a foul.
Just giving away needless points. We did so well. Really did. It
4.
was a brilliant break, that was, in my opinion. We made a mistake, but he's left a loose one. Well, it's certainly a tempter. Let's play this from some pace so it's not left right over the pocket if we do indeed miss it, but no, it's there.
That could be better.
It could be better, but what you have to consider here is that it does deny Ding Junhui of 8 points, and I
Foul and a miss.
tell you what, we're
Robertson, 1.
making a real rod for our own back here.
4. Free ball.
He'll be aware how important pace is for this shot.
Really are making a rod for our own back. Yes, we made sure that Ding couldn't get 8 points, but equally we gave away 7 because of that foul. So where's this red ball going to end up? Might be a potting chance. It certainly is.
That was a really tough shot. And it hasn't worked out all that well.
Didn't really think playing Finn off that was a great idea. And what could have been a fairy tale first frame
Well, he's
could
lost
just
the
be a bit of a
key
shot
touch.
comeback from Ding. But I tell you what, he's going to struggle to get on anything here. So just going to take the 8 points and play a safety, albeit he's hoping for a bit of luck here, which he hasn't really got. And there's a good half chance on here. However, we've got to be fairly confident, which I'd say I am in this. Because if we don't, we're going to go straight into these.
Well, he's taking it on.
And give Ding a really good opportunity to steal this from us.
Oh,
But it's a great pot.
Great
I was fairly confident in that. I wouldn't have gone for it otherwise. Because it would have really been a huge risk.
1.
Yes, the reward's there, but that reward
Pace
is
very
for
important.
the opposite player if it goes wrong. But despite a bit of a scare and you have to say some real carelessness from our safety point of view, we're looking good to take this first frame. And it's never been our problem. Our probably worded that wrong. It's never been my problem. It's never been a problem. The potting ability. That's never really been an issue. It's the safety that's always
blue needed
hampered us.
another
Safety's
trademark
always been our
crunching long pot.
little niggling issue.
And that
And
shuts
we can
the
play
door
some
on its
blinding
own
safety
in
at
this frame.
times, but we can play some stupid safety at other times. And I guess sometimes it's not even the safety particularly, it's just making silly errors like when you're just playing up to these and again just
Well, I'm not surprised
mistiming
he's
it,
taking on
hitting
blue
it
pot
too
there.
soft, almost trying to be too perfect.
What a magnificent pot that is.
Very well.
But nevertheless, you know, we can criticise, but
19.
it doesn't really matter because we have won this opening frame. Ultimately, I've done what I wanted in this session. I've got 1 frame on the board.
Got nice
That's
position on
the
blue
worst
here.
case taken off of not winning anything in this session, having a real spot of bother.
Well, he's taking it on to the left corner.
Not really played that one great, I have to say. But you know what? We've got absolutely no risk here.
Colours remaining.
Nope.
Foul, but
Undercut
doesn't
it.
really matter.
It's gone into the pocket, but as Dave Enden says there, it really doesn't matter. We're going to take the first frame with some mistakes in there, it's fair to say. But as I said, doesn't really matter. Hopefully, just becomes the outlier rather than the norm in this match.
So, a 1 frame advantage. He'll be looking to build more pressure on his opponent in this frame.
So we didn't really see a lot of Ding Junhui there. Played one,
Robertson,
let's say, poor safety, and that was really it from Ding. had a bit of a mini break, but never really got into it. Remember, I think he got 22 points there, but I think something like 15 or 16 must have been from us not hitting balls and giving away fouls.
Safety here, I think.
So I would guess there's a lot more to come from Ding in this particular frame. Or maybe not. We can see this. And again, you know, it might be opportunistic. And if we miss, it's a big chance for Ding. But again, I've just got confidence that we can take this on and deliver the goods. And if we miss, well, we have to deal with the consequences. But it's there.
That's not the best split.
Oh, Neil Fold, you're such a pessimist. You really are such a pessimist. Not the best split there. I had a great comment the other day. I was really chuckling at. You know, I think it was in... I can't remember which match it was now. But basically, I'd come off sort of 5 cushions. And done really well to get on the black. Not the best position there. Fair to say some of Neil Fold's quotes are a bit interesting, to say the least. Your problem always, you know, I say this quite often, I feel like I'm a broken record on this now, is if you open the reds like this, it can always be tricky to really do anything, because you can very easily be awkward and very easily not be on anything. Because there's that many reds that are all in different positions, it's so easy to block your position. Let's play with pace here. There's no other way out of it particularly.
Nicely done.
Wonderful.
And well, we end up on the black. That's a bit of a result. You can get on the black, particularly in these breaks. You can really start to bring a bit of stability into it and not have to move the cue ball around much, because the more you move the cue ball around on the table, again, the less chance you've got of getting on anything. If the cue ball's travelling a longer distance, then there's a larger margin for error. But I'd say this is a good chance to get 2 to the good. But as we saw in the last frame, you can do all the hard work, try and get a 50 or 60 break. If you can't get over the line, it does make things a lot more stressful.
24.
Or can do, let's say.
He's looking to pop this into the left corner pocket.
So we're on to the black for the first time.
Oh, wonderful shot.
We did actually play the black before. What I think I meant there is more, we're on the black on its spot, so that will really help us.
Onto a red.
32.
Now normally I'd play this straight red, it seems the obvious choice, doesn't it? But on this occasion, A, to get on the black, and B, to get one out of the way. It just provides a bit of a contingency plan. If something goes wrong later on in the break, these are the reds we could do with really getting rid of. So black obviously won't go, it's blocked, but again, I hope we just do something about that. We'll pop the blue and then aim for that red that is indeed blocking the black at present.
Good cueing required here.
It's definitely one of those sports where you need a lot of forward planning. It's amazing, isn't it? When you run out of position, it can take 6, 7, 8 shots to get back where you want to go, just for one bit of poor cueing or lack of planning. It's certainly not one of those, I don't think, where you can make a century just by whacking the balls. You've got to be pretty lucky to, you know, play well in snooker just by whacking the balls around. And it'll come back to bite you at some point.
$46.
Gently does it.
$47.
He'll be disappointed with that. Bad
Oh, well. That's real disappointing, miss. It was a tough shot. You know, I'd set myself quite a challenge there. Maybe it wasn't the best shot to play, perhaps. But, you know, that's missing by really the narrowest of margins there. And once again, we've had a good start, but pulled up before the line.
What a pot.
Feels like one of the horses are back. Haven't done a lot of betting in the last 12 months. It's just not quite the same, is it, during lockdown?
At the right pace.
14.
Tremendous pot.
15.
So can Ding produce the frame-winning break? Again, you have to say, I think it probably would have been our frame if we'd have potted that black. Just a few more and we would have been home and dry. But it doesn't work like that. You don't have any allowances. If you miss a ball, then your opponent goes to the table. Simple
21.
as. So what does he do from here?
28.
Can he pot this? He can. Lovely. Excellent shot. That's brilliant.
29.
Because if that went wrong, you know, it's frame over, really.
36.
However, it was a real enabling shot. Pot that, and he's just got the one red left. And that's there, and you would think that Ding will produce a frame-winning break. Now, I don't see much opposition towards him winning this frame.
42.
And it's well deserved. We made a good start, but a good start isn't enough.
47.
See, Ding's well up for this. No mistakes here. He's been given a chance and he's took it. And those are the best sort of matches. You don't want to give away a chance like that and a player make 10 out of it. You think, oof, I got a lucky break, but it's not really a challenge. But an excellent break there, an excellent clearance of 69 from the Dragon. And he levels the scores, and it's one frame apiece.
Thank you. The third frame. Ding Junhui to break.
So frame number 3 then. Again, we've got another half chance, but on this occasion, I don't really see the benefit too much. We can't really go into the reds with the angle this time. So I'm going to just play safe. There's no issue with that. We get that up to the ball line. Could have done with a bit more pace in there, but not going to give any chances away, so there's no issue there. Where's this red ball going? It's going right over the pocket, but the yellow does cover it. However, you'd say that you've got to be pretty brave to be taking a pot on that. However, there is one that slipped out that you wouldn't have to be too brave to have a pot on, because you'd only be leaving that one. Play the right angle, you can get on the black, but no, he's just going to play safe. Goes right into the pack, bit aggressive. And that doesn't help that he's potted the cue ball.
In goes the cue ball.
Oh, that's a stinker from Ding.
Neil Robertson, 4.
He's going to play on
And
here.
this leaves us with what's, you know, not too difficult of a starter. Nowhere near the ease of the chance we had last time, but it's a chance, and I'll take it. Let's see what we can do with this.
1.
Don't think it's really wise to just whack into these personally, but you know, when I'm looking at our options here, I don't think we've got another option but to just go for it here. So big risk if this goes wrong. Hoping for some sort of opportunity, and we've certainly got one I've eyeballed, 2, 3. You know, there's a few options here. Guess probably the least risk one here for the moment. Well, that was the least risk shot. We're not really on anything now. Apart from a thin cut. That was what I'd call a disaster. There's this shot here, which I guess we're probably going to have to go for. But considering the chances we had there, that was, considering it was meant to be the least risk, was quite poor. Because it leaves us one that could go wrong. Luckily hasn't. Could have done. But just makes position a little bit more questionable. 18. Again, we've had 2 for the price of 1 there. Managed to cannon 1 in. That wasn't our best decision making. And now we're in a bit of a recovery mode.
Long pot.
Trying to get our position back.
Wonderful shot.
23. 24.
It's going to take a combined, what, 4 shots to get our position back? And that's just from one poor shot. And what I mean by position back is getting back on the black.
28.
So actually, technically, I guess it's 5. The original red, which we had to pot, which was a bit awkward. Then coming up for the blue. Then the next red, and then the brown just there, and then, of course, this red that we just potted. So
What a top pot that was.
that's what a mistake can do to you.
Wonderful shot.
29.
A delicate touch required here.
So in both the frames so far, we've got in, made an imprint, but not finished the job. And that's something I feel like we've got to do that this time. Not good enough just to make an imprint. That was probably one of the only times I've really felt confident whacking that red, because it can always go really badly wrong.
No real
Cannon
problem
off the
here.
pocket and go out. Well, on that occasion, it was fairly straight. It was just going to bounce against the pocket. Well,
44.
unless it quite literally jumped off the table because we whacked it that hard, there wasn't really a chance of it going wrong there.
Just looking to drop this in gently.
Could be some awkward cueing here.
Nicely onto the colour.
45.
Again, it's not really much of an issue.
$51.
And I fancy us to win this in one visit here. I can't see much of an issue with
Pace is
what we've
key.
got to do, but, well, one bad shot, as I've said, and it could be all over.
52.
Never mind the black's not on, that's why we're having to play around the table a bit more than I'd like.
The long pot's on, and he's going for it.
What a wonderful pot.
57.
That black not being on has really harmed us, really has. Just had to travel with the cue ball a lot more than I'd have liked.
Cue ball very true here. We know he's blessed with great cue power, and that's a great example of what he can do.
63.
Just as red needed.
But hopefully this time, it's been a bit hook or by crook almost. We've not played the best break in my opinion, but this should be enough
Long potter, and he's taking this
to
on.
get us over the line in this frame. One visit stuff.
Cueing there, really good.
I think our own enemy so far, only enemy I should say, has been ourselves. We've got in first every time. We just hadn't got over the line on those previous 2 occasions.
70.
Gives me confidence though that we should be able to really make something happen in this match.
We'll play this with plenty of power.
Gain some momentum.
Well played.
77.
So if we can aim to go 3-1 up at the break, that would be excellent. But sometimes these things are out of your control.
78.
Remember, of course, Ding's no pushover. He's beaten us plenty of times in the past. Don't need any reminder of that.
He's looking at the pot into the left centre. Excellent.
But it's a
pot.
good start. We know we're going to go in at the break at least level. That gives us some confidence. But I don't really think we can just treat this next frame as just a bonus. That's,
85.
that's not really a great mentality to go in with. Because at the end of the match, you might think, well, we're only at a 8-all situation because we were a bit... what's the word for not being serious? I've just completely forgot it. I guess a bit silly in the 4th frame. Not taking it seriously. Having a lax attitude. All these words.
He's aiming to sink this into the right corner.
Hopefully we can make the first century this match. That'd be excellent.
Great shot.
Of course, there'll be a full clearance as well if we can make it happen. So why not? We'll try and
Just wants to
go
sink
for the
this
pink to make
into
this
the
as
corner
high a
pocket.
break as possible. Potting that, and there's a break of 126 on, which wouldn't be too shabby. I don't think it'd be the highest break of the tournament. You'd think there'd be something a lot better made. But again, it adds
Just
to
the
our
colours
centuries
remaining on the
collection.
table now.
Personally, don't track how many centuries I make, but I would say that, like everything this year, we probably made more centuries this season so far than we probably have in the duration of other seasons. Without even looking, I can definitely say we've made more centuries this season than we did in Season 2.
104.
And that's why, yes, we're in great form at the moment, but we're rising up the rankings with some real venom because we had such a shocking
108.
Season 2, particularly mid-season. That's why, effectively, these tournaments are acting as free
Well,
money
no
for us
surprises
because we
here
did
with
so
the long
poorly
pass attempts.
in some of these events in Season 2.
That's
Then,
one of his
if we
trademark
do win
long
this, then we're going to
pumps.
gain. We
Brilliant.
probably are going to gain something like 60k. Obviously, if you win the event 2 years ago, then it gives you massive pressure because the only thing you can do is lose money, or obviously stay on the same amount. Again, you know, great thing that they can implement, which obviously isn't really the case, but prize money does change. You know, there might be an increase in prize money. For example, an event like the Gibraltar Open might increase its prize money, so you don't necessarily lose prize money if you don't win the event. You know, it might be 25k in game, but actually now it's 50k. But obviously that's something that hasn't been implemented, so we are playing to the rules. But a fantastic clearance there, 126. Good break from Ding of 69 in the previous frame. And yeah, there's two good players here, definitely. However, you know, not really having to do much to get in there. I'll be completely honest. It's going to take a tough pot to the middle pocket. But it's there. And Ding will be kicking himself.
One.
Really well. However, I think here a good safety is probably better, easier to play than a tricky pot and a tricky positional. So I'm going to resist temptation
Neil Robertson.
to do what I usually do and play a fancy pot. Just play safe. Might come back to bite us, but let's see. I think the black ball being off its spot will maybe deter Ding. Doesn't leave that easy starter of feathering a ball and then going for the black. Got to play it with some pace.
Well, this is building up to be a really interesting test of their safety skills.
Say with the yellow being off its spot, there's quite a big target in behind these three balls. But we've hit the green full ball, so blue, pink and brown, the three left on its spot. The other three off their spots. That was a good safety from Ding. I mean, it nearly went into the corner pocket, but you know what, it didn't really risk much because he wouldn't have left much on anyway. So this being an interesting safety. I think we're just about to knock the brown off its spot, which we have done, and put the cue ball pretty much, I'd say, exactly to the centimetre in its place. Feels like there's a real big target now in behind these bulk colours. But again, not really played to the perfect pace there. Not much of a problem though. And you'd suggest you'd have to play something thicker here because the pink blocks anything, but I guess you can just play that one near the bottom of the table. However, there is a chance. There is a chance. We like a good swerve shot. But my mind does say to me, well, you know, if we play the swerve, what's really the advantage? And particularly if we give ourselves a huge chance. But if you don't go for a pot, there's always a chance you can leave one on, and we've now left two chances. But what I would say about this is that I can't really see it being a huge chance. What does he go for now? I guess he plays, I mean, if he plays the black, he's got a long way for the cue ball to travel, get on the next red. He goes for the blue. Again, it's not easy.
He's attempting to sink this into the left
And
corner
he's missed the
pocket.
black. And is he going to go... Oh, you jammy swine.
He's fortunate.
Wow. Really fortunate. Really, really fortunate.
9.
But then, you know, bit of luck is sometimes just what you need to get into a frame.
14.
And from what was really I would say, a half chance to get into it, this is now we've got 2 big colours that he's got the position for. He's got 4 loose reds. It's not a bad start.
15.
Yes, would have swerved the red in and got in then, great, but just decided against it on that occasion.
22.
Can't go gung-ho all the time because it's bound to go wrong, but equally, of course, playing safe can go wrong. Funnily enough, being safe can be the worst thing you can do sometimes.
Stroked in as smooth as you like.
Great blue,
28.
really was. If that black hadn't have gone in, it would have been a disaster, because I think at that pace it was actually going to go into the pack, which is what Ding's just done, but with the cue ball this time, and he's at the table, so there's no harm in that. What I'm pleased about, really am pleased about, in the semi-final, Mark Selby played nothing like his best. But from what I've seen in the first 4 frames, Dingy's going to give us a match here. And that's the only thing I ask for. Don't care if I lose 9-0 or win 9-0, as long as the opponent plays well. I don't really take pride in whooping someone, but knowing that, well, you know, they weren't great anyway. Don't think he's on anything here, though, unless... No, I didn't think so. And now the brown's back off its spots, so just blue and black on their spots. Might have left an opportunity here with the one closest to the pink spot. However, he's going to pot this. He's going to have to go straight into the others, so he's got to be fairly confident, which he isn't. Don't blame him. Someone's got to take that opportunity in behind bulk colours at some point, surely. Haven't really had the angle for it yet. However, this has got a decent line. It's got a decent line. Has it got the length? It's not quite got that line in the end.
So he's looking to play safe again. This is fascinating.
Was he really looking to play safe there? I feel like that was just a shot to nothing from Ding. Again, could be wrong, but felt very much like a shot to nothing to me. Can't really see too much of a great chance here, so I'm just going to play very safe. If he wants to go for this to the middle, then all the power to him, but I can't see it, and no, he hasn't, so back to square one, really. Obviously, it's almost like role reversal here, with Ding getting in first. We're the chaser. Not Mark Lebet, no. But it's got to be a good chance for Ding to take it on. He's not foolish. He's not going to take on a terrible chance, but he might have just given us one. Had the dreaded kiss with the black there. And this could just be a chance to steal this frame. What's our position going to be like here, though? We need a good start, and we might just struggle there. So I feel like this is a bit of a crafty shot.
That's what he was after.
But it's a snooker, and you know, he's got to play with some venom to get out of it. However, you know, if he does get out of it, it's not really much of an issue because we can just play the safety. And you know what? I'm not really going to even try and attempt to play with any attempt to make a snooker. Just want to get it safe. You know, there's no harm in just playing it up to the bulk. He's not going to take anything on. The thicker we hit these, the more chance we give him. And a second mistake in as many shots from Ding. Giving us yet another chance. However, got to play this well. We're relying on a bit of luck with the last one. However, we can play with some backspin here. We can affect things, and this should be on the blue. Give us a good chance to get on a red. So let's see if we can steal this one. Give ourselves a 2-frame advantage going into that second session on Friday.
6. 7.
Play this a bit aside.
Playing this
So
one
hopefully it
not
all works
well.
out okay.
Loose play like that isn't what you'd expect from a player.
And that
of his
is,
quality.
well, it was forced, really. We had to play with a bit of side there, and as you could see, it was just the sheer pace of that. We had to play at that pace to get onto the red, but it was the sheer pace of that that kept the blue ball out so close.
1.
But, you'd back Ding to go and win this
Not an
now. The
easy
question
one,
is,
but
what's he go for
Archers.
here? He goes for the blue, which he
What a
gets.
tremendous pot.
He couldn't have played that
And
any
can you
better.
see the red next to the pink? He can.
6. 7.
So he's now 45 ahead with 43 on the table. Fancy him to win this now.
13.
And that should be frame over. Bit unfortunate for us there. But, yeah, it was always going to be a bit of a struggle, I guess.
14.
I think, again, if we'd have potted that blue, we'd have given ourselves a great chance. But it's just the way the things go. So, after this session, it's going to end 2 frames apiece. And I think it's fairly deserved. Again, we've played pretty well. Fairly happy with our performance. Ding's also played well, of course.
27.
So this looks to be a really exciting match in prospect.
27.
We'll concede the frame though. Dinger's won that one.
That is the
And on
frame.
Friday we'll play the next 6 frames. Get ourselves to frame 10. We'll watch the break-off shot here.
To break.
Pretty good one. Not going to leave anything on for us, I don't think. No, it's not. So we'll leave it there for today, folks. I hope you've all enjoyed today's video. It's certainly been a good session of snooker. Fairly happy with that. And I'll be back on Friday for the next one. Hope you've enjoyed. Leave a like if you did. And thank you for your company today. I've been CIJ Gaming. Until the next time, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye for now.